All right, friends, welcome back to Park Junkie. What is up? Todd C. coming to you here from the place to be. That's right, the world's first national park, which is this summer celebrating its 150th anniversary. Yellowstone, the one, the only. I'm out here today on the north banks of Lewis Lake. Just took a little stroll out here, and there have been some updates to park policies regarding visitation over the last week, so I figured it was time to check in with you, give you a little update of what's going on in Yellowstone. All right, friends, as I said, there have been some updates to park visitation policies, mainly up in the northern region of the park. Visitors who are accessing the Tower Roosevelt area of the park will be stoked to hear you are now able to access the Slough Creek area of the park. At this point, you can walk in or you can bike in, and biking in Yellowstone or any of the national parks does include e-bikes at this point. So if you got an e-bike, just throw it on the vehicle, drive up there and toss it on the road, and then you can go through the gates there. There's some rangers manning those gates just up there at Tower Junction, and you can ride out on the northeastern road all the way to Slough Creek. Now, Slough Creek, popular with a lot of backcountry users, also popular with a lot of anglers. Fly fishing folk like to come in and cast their lines out into the creek up there in hopes of landing some nice cutthroat trout, and they can do that right now by foot, by bike, or by e-bike. Now, that's going to change as of August 1st. The Park Service is implementing an online reservation service, which will allow access to vehicles. Private vehicles will be able to access the Slough Creek area with a reservation, which can be probably attained through visiting our lovely friends over at rec.gov. And you can go over there and get an online reservation, which will allow your vehicle access into the Slough Creek area of the park. Now, that begins on August 1st. July 16th, about a week ago, that area was opened to commercial guiding services, commercial sightseeing services. They began to, the Park Service allowed access for commercial guided services out in that area July 16th, and on July 21st, just 2 days ago, they allowed the on foot and bicycle access out there. But as of August 1st, it's going to be a reservation system to get out there with your vehicle. You'll still be able to walk there or ride your bike there without reservation, but for folks that want a vehicle out there, they're going to have a reservation to get out there. Winds are kicking up a little bit on me here. I'm using this new mic, this newfangled mic. Hopefully it's not capturing too much of the wind here as to make our production top-notch, as it should be. But we'll continue on with the news at this point. The Beartooth Highway, that's in the news right now here in Yellowstone. That's scheduled to be opened as of 5 p.m. last night, July 22nd at 5 p.m. The road crews reopened the Beartooth Highway, allowing full day passage through that area at this point. However, nighttime closures are in effect from 7 p.m. till 7 a.m. So that's a hard closure. You won't be able to get through during the hours of 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Monday through Thursday. However, weekend travel through that area is permitted. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there's no closure. You can just drive on through any time. So that's important news from up there. The Beartooth Highway, that's main access into Red Lodge, Montana. And then, of course, you can access the Chief Joseph Highway, which leads down to Cody, Wyoming, through that same area. Other news that you should be aware of, the Park Service is, in fact, rebuilding that old wagon road up there in the northern section of the park. They're trying to modernize that and switch it into a two-lane highway, a two-lane road, paved road, didn't really say a highway, but a two-lane paved road, and they're looking to have that done by the fall, as well as have all the roads out through Lamar Valley and out toward the northeastern section of the park accessible by the fall, so those folks over in Cook City can have an outlet through the northern gate of the park there in Gardiner, because that's how those folks get out during the winter months, as there's no access on the Beartooth Highway. That highway going east out of Cook City, not plowed during the winter, so that's kind of a no man's land up there in the winter, and those folks rely on that northern entrance through Gardiner and the road through Lamar Valley to access the world during those winter months, which is important to get supplies and get in and out for whatever purpose that one may need. That road that's going to be coming up through Gardiner there, the old wagon road, at this time a heavy construction zone. limited access is provided in that area to commercial tours and commercial guided services that are coming through there. Those folks can have access on a limited basis. The general public will have no access to that this year in 2022, but perhaps it's possible with any positive outcome on that for this winter, if they get that done by the fall, that road may provide some sort of inlet to the park next year for tourists who want to access that north gate to Yellowstone and come down from Livingston on Highway 89 into Gardiner. So that's a possibility. If you're looking at coming to Yellowstone, and a lot of folks canceled their reservations with the whole flooding thing about a month ago, a little over a month ago. It's been about 5 weeks. A lot of folks canceled their reservations here in the park, and to be quite honest with you, at this point, it's a little slow. Of course, Mammoth Hot Springs, Tower, Roosevelt area of the park, still no lodging available there, no services other than gasoline available in those regions. Now, the Tower Falls General Store is open, so you can stop there for an ice cream or a beer or what have you. But generally speaking, the northern section of the park is sort of a dead zone right now. No services really up there, and that has had the effect of lessening the visitorship here on the park, because there's that much less lodging in the park for folks to be able to stay here in Yellowstone these days. So that's having an effect, and numbers are down. I just went hiking yesterday up into Hell Roaring Creek up there in the northern section of the park, and I didn't see anyone. I saw like 8 people all day on a 12-mile hike that I did yesterday. 8 people. And that's sort of normal here in the parks, but it is astounding that on the 150th anniversary of Yellowstone National Park, I should only pass 8 people on a trail that has the popularity of Hell Roaring Creek. So if you're looking at a time to visit Yellowstone, you may want to consider sometime in the near future, because it is it's a good time to come and visit. The parking lots are really not that full. I'm out here on Lewis Lake today hiking the Lewis Lake Trail, and to be quite honest with you, there were 3 cars in the parking lot when I pulled in, and I've passed a total of 3 people here on trail thus far in the first few miles to get out here to the north shore of Lewis Lake. So if you could probably find reservations right now. It may take you a minute to try to decipher that online and to find out which location you want to stay in, because staying inside the park right now is a bit tricky, but staying outside the park always an option. If you can get a spot to stay around the Yellowstone area right now, I'd say it's a pretty good time to come in and visit the park, no doubt about it. Well, I'm going to get back on the trail here. I've got a few miles to click out. I just wanted to stop in and give you a brief update on what's going on with some of these new developments here in Yellowstone. I appreciate you tuning in. Remember, parkjunkie.com, that's your fix for national park info. If you're looking for a guide to any of the national parks, cruise on over and give Park Junkie a shot. My goal with that is to turn it all out in the next few months and hopefully have an app developed that you can download to your phone and have access to all that information anytime when you're traveling here in your national parks. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I'm glad to have you along. I'll try to keep you updated as conditions unfold here in Yellowstone. It's a great day. It's a great summer. We've got some incredible weather out here today. I'm going to get out and enjoy it. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll catch you on down the trail. Cheers, y'all.